Hello everyone, Aaron, your fire truck driver. Today we're going to talk about like unfair reviews, specifically false allegations against you. I had a little incident come up the other day and we'll go over that. For those of you who have not seen my video on my unhappy rider, um, I'm pretty sure this relates to that. So if you haven't seen that, go check it out. All right, so a couple of days ago, I just dropped someone off at the Oklahoma City airport, and I went ahead onto the waiting area to try to get my next ride. And I suddenly noticed that there was something wrong with my app. It didn't look correct. So I tried to go online again, and it said that I had been kicked offline. And I was like, what is going on here? So I went to the messages, and that's when I saw this first message that said someone had complained that my vehicle smelled like marijuana. And so as a result, they had to kick me off until they could investigate further because it was an unsafe situation, which I can understand that. Although I've never been a marijuana user, I definitely wouldn't ever do something like that when I was driving. And so I started messaging them back and forth. And then I noticed that I also had another message that it must have all come in at the same time that said that an argument that I had had with this writer had made them feel uncomfortable. Okay, well, the only incident that I had had at any time recently was the unhappy writer. So I'm guessing that he decided to get back at me and make some false allegations and try to get me kicked off as a writer. Now, I will say that I spoke back and forth about both those situations. And I told them that I had the incident on video, and it was within probably about 2 or 3 hours that I was reinstated. And then they said they were still going to go ahead and continue an investigation and then decide what to do with the writer and with myself. And so I can't say for sure that it was him because they don't tell you, but since that's the only incident that I've had with anybody recently, anyway. So um, they found that it was false and they let me back on. Now, maybe the fact that I told them I had the incident on video made that process go faster. They didn't ask to see it, but since they knew that I had it, so I want to stress to you all to please put a camera in your car, okay? And also remember that on the app itself, you can get the audio recording, okay? And you can probably do that with just on your phone too. Many people have audio recording on their phone, but it is within the app, and then that way Uber will have that on hand. So if you start to have an incident that's not going right, okay, the writer is, messing around or saying things that just shouldn't be said, then go ahead and tap that, okay? Get that audio recording, but please, I urge you to please get a camera in your car because that's going to protect you from all kinds of incidents. I mean, if they had found that that I was at fault here in some way, they could have just kicked me off the app. I would have been done as an Uber driver. But since I did have that on video in case they did need it, I felt pretty safe that things were going to go my way, and they did. And also remember that a lot of times people may give you bad reviews for silly stuff. I mean, I got one the other day, and it was because that they found that the music or radio station that I was listening to was, I don't know, it triggered them or something. They felt uncomfortable with this radio station. I'll admit I do listen to a conservative radio station here in Oklahoma City sometimes, and I listen to Dan Bongino, and if you don't know who that is, he can get a little wound up sometimes. So maybe that made this. I mean, I don't know. And sometimes they'll say, I've had like almost 2,800 rides, and I've gotten 2 bad reviews because they said I wasn't polite. And I think that was probably because I'm not a natural chit chatter. I don't like to just chit chat with people. And maybe they thought I sort of chatted them up. I usually just play that by ear, and if they're wanting to talk to me, I talk to them. But just keep that in mind that, I mean, I've got well over 500 5 stars and then a few bad reviews. Okay, it's not the end of the world. But for those other incidents where someone does try to make false allegations against you, then you're going to want to go ahead and have a camera. Okay. As far as the marijuana thing, it was just my word against this person, whoever it was, and I can't say for sure that it was that gentleman, but I suspect. And so all you can do is go by your word, okay? And if they need more evidence than that, then I don't know if they would drug test you or something. I have no idea, but just be careful out there, and keep in mind that every once in a while when you do get those bad reviews, it's really not that big of a deal as long as you're doing a good job on, you know, the overall majority of them. Then don't worry about it. All right, that's all for this video. Thanks again for watching. Be safe out there. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Good night.